Hey guys, welcome to Wrench to Drive DIY Crawler Edition for noobs. Alright, no offense noobs, but if you don't know anything about crawlers, or you have very little DIY experience, maybe all you've had is a out-of-the-box crawler and you haven't done much wrenching on it and you're a little bit intimidated guys, but you want to build your own crawler. Really good starting place guys is these Chinese WPL models, and there's two I'm going to show you. This Toyota looking land crawler type truck and this Toyota looking pickup truck. So let's start with the WPL C44KM. The KM guys is metal, and my nickel's worth, you definitely want to go for one of these metal kits guys because it is tremendous value for the money. 150 Canadian dollars, not super cheap, but for what you're getting, it's a really good deal guys, and I'll tell you why. 2-speed transmission right there guys, that's 25 bucks all by itself. 2 servos, one for the transmission, one for the steering, that's 10 bucks minimum right there guys, that's 35 bucks right there all by itself. It comes with metal axles guys, metal axles. Metal axles are not cheap. About the cheapest pair you're going to get is around $40 guys, so that's a $40 value right there. If you're keeping score guys, we're already 75 bucks. Metal drive shafts, that's another hop up you're going to have to spend money on if you want it guys. So right there you can see you're paying very little for the body, and the nice thing about these crawlers guys, these bodies are actually really nice. It's a hard-bodied kit, guys, so this isn't Lexan polycarbonate type deal. It's a hard plastic body, guys, and it's nice quality. This particular one has these wood bed pieces, guys. Pretty slick, if you ask me. And there's two colors. There's this sort of brown and there's this sort of white. Comes with wheel weights. For people that are into realism, that's a legit upgrade right there. Comes with it out of the box. You really can't go wrong guys, so let's have a quick look here. There's plenty of videos on the YouTube, so you can see what people have done with these bad boys. Now this is a kit, does not come with the ESC, does not come with the transmitter, does not come with a battery, so you're going to need to spend a little extra money. So you know, if you budget about $200, you're going to be okay, and I'll show you all the other pieces you need in a second here, and I'll talk about them. But as you can see, this kit comes with everything you need right out of the box, guys. And Banggood's reliable, and these WPL kits. Now I've got the pickup truck version, and I love the thing, guys. There are a ton of videos, tons of people are into these things. If they sucked really badly, people would not be that fired up, guys. As you can see, really nice quality. Just building this, guys, if you just build this and get it going, it looks pretty darn good, guys. If you do some painting and you know, add a little realism yourself, it's gonna look even better, guys, trust me. So really good starting place, guys. And I use dollar store acrylics all the time, guys. They're really cheap. If you Google color wheel, you can learn how to blend colors. You know, start with a really basic set of acrylics from Walmart or something, and you know, you can easily come up with whatever colors you need, guys. It is not that difficult. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. Color wheel shows you which colors to blend to get different colors, guys. So there is the C44KM, guys. And if you like this style of truck, pretty spiffy, guys. Now, if you don't like it, that's fine, obviously. You know, there's no rules. We don't all have to like the same things. I think this thing looks pretty awesome, guys. Now, the Toyota truck version, to me, that one appeals to me much more, guys. And when I first bought this, guys, they did not have the metal edition. If they did, I'm not sure if I would have bought it because I didn't know any better, guys. And I ended up buying metal axles and, you know, souping up everything, and yeah, it got in there deep, guys. And the main reason actually was I broke the plastic drive shaft really easily, guys, and so I went for the upgrades. Yes, here we go. So this one comes with the basic transmission right here, guys, and the 2-speed. and the metal axles and the wheel weights, just like the other one. Pretty cool, guys. Trust me, this is a nice truck. It looks really good up close and personal, guys, without a question of a doubt. Alright, so let's have a look. $116 plus shipping. So this is a little more money, guys. $130. That's a little pricey. If you hold out, this will probably, I'm thinking, go down a little bit in price at some point here. Even so, that's pretty good value, guys. It is going to push the budget over $200, but not bad value. And as you can see here, it comes with everything you need. It's a great big kit. And like I said, if you get some acrylic paints, you know, you can paint the seat, make it look a little more real. You can add some little details to the dash, all kinds of little things, guys. You can paint the suspension links silver, make them look a little more link-like. You can leave them black if you want. Whatever you want, guys. You can adjust anything you like. Only downside to this kit, guys, the shocks are lackluster. That being said, I mean, it works fine. It is what it is, guys. It's you know, it's not the be all and end all, but this is a pretty sporty little unit for the money, guys. 2 servos again for the money. You can't really go wrong, guys. This is a very affordable entry point to the hobby. So this is the stock transmission right here, guys. 1 speed. Plastic gears, not very durable. Plastic drive shafts, not very durable. I broke one, like I said. And how did I do that? I think I accidentally butted it up against something. I didn't realize that it was the old unstoppable force meets immovable object, and it actually broke the drive shaft. So not super durable, guys. The nice thing is the metal drive shafts that these kits come with. Let's see, can we see the metal drive shafts here? Hopefully it comes with, yeah, there you go, metal drive shafts. So that is that's about a $10–15 hit right there, and like I said, you will need them if you start out with the old version, guys, because those plastic ones are not very durable. You get that 2-speed gearbox, which is really nice if you're a mechanical nerd. If you don't care, you can just run this the stock one. It's a little faster running the stock one, the 2-speed one. The low gear is quite low, and the high gear is I think not quite as much speed as the stock transmission, guys. I could be wrong. Comes with metal axles with metal gears. Here's all the metal bits and pieces for the axles. More pieces, guys. I'm not sure why they're showing this. Usually these come assembled, just like you see there. So you don't need these pieces here. You need these inputs, but whatever. It's all good. There's your interior pieces. Wheels. You're gonna want to paint those wheels. They don't look very good, that white plastic stock, but that's no big deal. So yeah, these are really nice kits, guys, and all you need is a Phillips screwdriver, a 1.5mm Allen wrench, possibly. I'm trying to remember. I know my metal drive shafts used 1.5mm Allen screws. I think these probably do. They may not. So don't quote me on that. You know, an Allen wrench is no big deal, guys. These don't come with any tools, but not the end of the world. Again, a little bit more money, guys, because of the shipping. The C44, no shipping, so it's definitely a better deal to your door, guys. But you know, whatever. Now, the other thing you're going to need with this, guys, this gets you a fully built vehicle, but no control. So you're going to need controls, guys. Now, I don't have one of these, but by all accounts, it's actually pretty good. It's kind of a cheesy radio, but from what I understand, it works quite well, guys. And this is a kit. You want to get the V3 kit, guys. It's from WPL. It's for their range of cars, guys. Comes with this the single board, speed controller, receiver, lights, blah blah blah. It's got everything built into one, guys, and it gives you sound. So if you like sound, you get all the goodies for a relatively small amount of money, guys. 43 bucks on Banggood. Get a little bit cheaper on AliExpress. Personally, I would just order it from Banggood if it's me. By all accounts, this radio works pretty well. Check out Tom Lee RC. He goes through all this stuff. I'd actually be really tempted to try this out, but I've got high-end goodies, and you know, I don't really need it, and it's 40 bucks I don't really need to spend. That's the bottom line, guys. So am I ever going to run one of these? Maybe. No time soon. So would I consider one? Absolutely, guys. And this is a really, really, really cheap way to get into the hobby, guys. So if you buy one of these and it totally sucks, by all means post in the comments, but I kind of don't expect that to be the typical experience, guys. By all accounts, this works pretty well. So that's a really cheap and easy way to get your radio, receiver, the whole shoot and match. Plus you get sound, plus you get LED control. Pretty sweet, guys. Oh, and this does have gear changing control, so it's got that third channel to control shifting gears, guys. So basically right out of the box you're good to go with this thing, guys. It's you know, it's not bad for the money at all, guys. You know, everything that this comes with, pretty good deal. And by all accounts it works reasonably well. The servos that come with the trucks, by the way, my experience, they're fine. You know, my truck's still running the stock steering servos, so you know, I don't know, that bodes pretty well, guys. If they were total junk, they probably would have died a long time ago. So there's the control board, power. These are the LED inputs or outputs. Over here is the various servo outputs. There is a diagram somewhere. I've seen it. I don't know if it was on this ad. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a speaker plug over here somewhere. Yeah, it's pretty simple, guys. You should be fine. I think you might need a power lead wire to control the on-off. I can't remember if this comes with wires, guys. So that's something to pay attention to. Again, a little bit of DIY. If you have the one thing you're going to need is a little bit of soldering skills, because I believe with all these kits you do indeed need to solder the power wire to the motor, which is a little bit odd, but it is what it is. If you don't know how to solder, you can probably recruit somebody to help you out pretty easily, guys. If you want, this is a good time to learn how to solder, and it's not that difficult, guys. I learned to solder when I was about 12, 13 years old. Taught myself. My parents didn't know how to do any of that stuff. You know, did I make a mess of a few things? Absolutely. Was it that difficult? No. The tip for any of you noobs, what you can do is, if you have some broken electronics kicking around at home, take them apart and practice soldering on them, guys. Don't wreck something that you actually need to use. Wreck something that's already wrecked, right? And you know, all you want to do is practice applying solder to some pokey bits, guys. That's, you know, it's really not that difficult. You know, practice soldering a wire to a terminal on the back of a board, guys. It's really that simple. And if you start with something that you don't care about, you know, what's the big deal, right? All you need is a soldering iron and some solder. It'll cost you about somewhere in the $20 to $30 range. Now, if you want to use other electronics, guys, these little speed controllers are not bad. This is a very high price. These used to be commonplace for under $10. I gotta think you can still get them cheaper, because 20 bucks, it's way too much. I would not buy one of these for $20, guys. That's my nickel's worth to you. That's a lot of money for not a very good speed controller, guys. Like, it's okay, they work, but these are not the be all and end all, guys. So take that for what it is. If you want to go with one of these, it's got all the wires, it's got the power switch. You know, it's kind of worth it just for the wires, but 20 bucks, that's a lot of money, guys. I want to say the most I've ever paid for one was $8. And, you know, things haven't changed that much, guys, but they do work, okay? They do work. Now, in terms of tools, the number one additional tool that I found super useful, guys, is one of these rotary tools. I do a lot of 3D printing, so it's been super handy for me, guys. This is a little pricey, 25 bucks. You can definitely get these things closer to 20. But for my money, guys, anytime you're doing DIY, you're going to need to do a little bit of massaging from time to time. This is by far the tool I use the most, by a mile, guys. Much easier than filing. You know, just it takes a little bit of practice, but comes with a bunch of bits typically. I use these little grinding wheels all the time, or these little sanding discs, whatever you want to call them. I use them all the time. This comes with a bunch of different size collets. That is money in the bank, guys. The one I bought only has two sizes, one size? I'm trying to remember. I think it came with one size, and I have another one for something else. Having all those collets is useful because something like Dremel, some of the bits are different size shafts and whatnot. So if you have all these collets, that's something you're not going to have to really worry about. So super handy tool, guys. So Phillips screwdriver, flat bait screwdriver, 1.5mm Allen wrench. One of these will potentially come in handy if you have to do some surgery, guys. Alright, now let's get to real guts. Oh, here's that radio on AliExpress, $38. Pay attention, this is to Canada via Sineo Standard for Special Goods. This is like a cheaper version of shipping, guys, just so you know. Standard AliExpress shipping is typically a little more, so you're probably going to find the same setup for slightly more, like 44 bucks, same as the Banggood price, and the difference is going to be it comes with AliExpress standard shipping. A little bit more reliable, probably. But I mean, if you want to save a buck, this is a way to save a buck. Alright, now if you want I don't know, professional level, hobby level electronics, I'm going to show you my personal preference for crawlers, guys. Okay, I really like this O-Star AX6S 4-channel radio, guys. It's real comfortable in the hand. It's got the dual rate for throttle and steering. It's got the push button 3rd and 4th channel. It's got steering and throttle reversing. It's not super fancy, guys, but it's a pretty good radio for 40 bucks. You might be able to shop around and get it a little bit cheaper, but not a whole lot cheaper, guys. Personally, I like this radio a lot. If you want endpoint adjustment on your servo, basically what endpoint adjustment does is it limits how far the servo travels. So on something like your gear shift servo, you might want to limit how far that servo travels. And on these WPL kits, you don't need to worry about that. But if you get into a hobby grade crawler, like a 10th scale crawler with all the bells and whistles sometime down the road, guys, you might actually want a better radio. And I'm not going to get into those in this particular video, guys, but that is something to consider. This radio does not have those features. Typically, you're going to need to spend double the money, guys. And I mean, that could be good money well spent up front. Tough to say. It's going to depend on your own nickels worth, guys. For the record, these receivers are about 10 bucks each. For the higher end radios, the receivers are typically $20 or more. So one of the nice things about this radio is if you end up really getting into the hobby and having multiple models, guys, you can get the receivers dirt cheap. Very, very affordable, guys. You can get these receivers on Banggood. They're often out of stock, so I think a lot of people are indeed as big a fan of this radio as I am. It's an awesome radio, guys. I really, really like it. Other thing you might want is a better speed controller. This is the Hobbywing Quick Run 1060, 60 amp ESC, $26 plus $4 shipping, about 31 bucks, guys. Locally, at my local hobby store, I can get one of these for $30, guys. So you might want to shop local in this particular case. The prices on these are very, very, very standard. This particular ESC I have not tried to squeeze into those WPL models, guys. For sure, you can do something like stick it in the bed, in the box. I believe this will fit underneath the seat in the Toyota pickup truck, guys. I'm not 100% sure. I'm personally running an ESC that's very, very similar to this, guys, but it's not exactly the same. It might be just a hair shorter, guys. Okay, now that's important, but if you're willing to do a little surgery, like with that rotary tool, guys, almost 100% you can fit this in there. And what this gives you is better control, guys, better speed control. It is, it's less jerky, gives you a more realistic driving experience, guys. And this is kind of a standard crawler ESC, guys. This is a budget kind of entry-level crawler ESC. Really good, guys. Uses jumpers to control the modes: forward brake, reverse, forward brake, forward reverse. The forward reverse is your typical crawler mode. And when you have the jumpers off, it has a drag brake. It's got lithium polymer mode and nickel metal hydride mode. Lithium polymer mode just has a low voltage protection. This is a very unsophisticated ESC, guys. It can run 2 to 3S LiPo, 5 to 9 cell nickel metal hydride, 6 volt battery elimination circuit at 3 amps. That's plenty for pretty much anything entry level, guys. 1/10 scale or the WPL models. It's got the, oh wow, is this ever slow? It's got the handy dandy waterproof switch, which is a useful feature if you're playing in the dirt, guys, because when dirt gets in the switch, they tend to bind up as well. So that is, I used to totally discredit that, guys, didn't care at all, and I have since started caring because I've got an ESC with a switch that is not water/dust protected, and it frequently needs to be cleaned. So this is a really good cheap ESC if you want to get a little more serious, guys. They also have a 30 amp version that I believe is a little smaller. I kind of wouldn't recommend that just because 30 amp is a little wimpy. It'll work fine in the WPL models. If you're going to go with one of these, the whole reason basically is that you might want to run it in something more serious down the road, guys, and if you do, pretty safe to say that you are going to want to be able to run as much power as you possibly can. So that's the one reason I would say go with the 60. Then you have the Cadillac. This is the Quick Run 1080. It's an 80 amp ESC with all the bells and whistles. Make sure you get it with the programming card. It's got features out the kazoo, guys. If you don't like bells and whistles, you don't like figuring out features, it's probably overkill for you guys. $65, money well spent. To me, the two Hobbywing ESCs, the 1060 and the 1080, are kind of the go-to. I like the 1080 a lot because I like bells and whistles, guys. It works really well. Got really nice control, guys, and you can set the braking level. You can set the more features than you can shake a stick at, guys. I can't even remember them off the top of my head. Let's look at the list, guys. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So let's look at this here. So we got you can set the running mode. LiPo nickel metal hydride, low voltage cutoff, the initial start force, so that's kind of how much punch it has when you first hit the gas. You can adjust the maximum forward force, so the maximum throttle, max reverse force, max brake force, lots of granularity there. That's really nice. The initial brake force, so when you first start braking, how much brakes do you get? The drag brake, you can set the amount, and this is something I didn't fully appreciate, guys. Not all ESCs have the same strength of drag brake, guys. And the nice thing about this this ESC is not only can you set it, but it is quite strong, guys. You can set the brake rate. You can set the neutral range. That's just the range at the center of the throttle where there's neutral. Not super useful. The start mode, the punch. So how much oomph does it get when you first hit the gas? The Pwm frequency. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what that. I'm having a brain cramp. I cannot remember, guys. Basically, you don't need to play with that if you don't care, guys. You can set the Beck voltage to 6 volt or 7.4 volt. That's a nice feature. And you can set freewheeling, whether it's enabled or disabled. So freewheeling meaning no drag brake. So this is a really nice ESC, guys. For 65 bucks, you can't go wrong. The 80 amps is pretty much enough to do anything you want with a crawler. Now that being said, I'm trying to remember now, on 3S I believe it'll only go 18 turn motor safely, if I recall correctly. You might want to double check that if you're thinking about running fast, guys, if you want to run your crawler quickly. On 2S it can go lower, guys, but on 3S I believe it's only rated for a relatively high number of turns, guys. I was a little surprised by that, but that being said, I believe I have tested that theory and had no smoke let loose, so or heat problems for that matter. But so this is the Cadillac Esc, the Hobbywing 1080, 65 bucks. Overkill for one of these little crawlers, guys, 100%. It's the one to get if you like features. The 1060, really nice ESC, guys. It's kind of the standard. There's all kinds of ESCs that are basically the same functionality as this. This one is very, very affordable, guys, 30 bucks. A lot of these ESCs, you'll find them are like 60 bucks, double the price. They're not worth it, guys. They just aren't. This O-Star AX6S radio, for my money, it's awesome, guys. You can get into a Dumbo RC radio with 6 channels if you're so inclined. Better, worse, very similar, guys. The Dumbos are very, very similar. The big thing is if you want a 6-channel radio, the Dumbos have 6-channel. They have a little more tunability on the channels if you get the 6-channel. You know, kind of depends what you're looking for. A lot of the advanced features on the Dumbo are hard to program because it's all you know, blinking LEDs and throttle back and forth. It's an adventure, guys. If you're not into trying to get things working the hard way, a bit of an adventure. Alright, and then the tools again. This handy dandy moto tool, super useful, guys. About 20 bucks. Not essential, but highly useful. Phillips screwdriver and a 1.5mm Allen wrench are the two basics you're going to need, guys. Hobby knife comes in handy. Maybe wire cutters. I'm trying to think what else is useful. Basic tools, guys. Chances are you have them around. If you don't have them around, if you want to get into DIY, you're going to need some tools anyways, guys. These little ESCs, I think, are a little overpriced right now, especially on Banggood. I would shop around if this is the route you want to go. They do work. They're not the be-all and end-all, guys. And you would use this with a radio and receiver of your choosing, like that O-Star AX6S. For my money, guys, this WPL all-in-one radio and receiver jobby, not bad by the look of it, guys. I haven't run it, but I would strongly consider this if I was in the market because it's very affordable and it's got lots of cool features, guys, including sound, which is pretty nice. Make sure V3, there's a gas version and a diesel version. All that is the gas version is a gas engine sound. The diesel version is a diesel engine sound. So whichever one appeals to you more, that's the one to go with, guys. And of course, where we all started, the two trucks, the Toyota and the Land Cruiser type unit, guys. Both, in my opinion, really nice looking. And again, you can customize these any way you want, guys. And some cheap dollar store acrylic paints are going to go a long way, guys. Walmart's another good place to get good deals. You can get a set of acrylic paints, very inexpensive, guys. Get some brushes and you're good to go. You can do all kinds of stuff, guys. And all you do is, when you're mixing your colors and farting around, guys, you just test them out on some cardboard. You know, get the color the way you want it, and then away you go. It's super easy, guys. Do some aging, you know, make it look weathered. That's all the rage these days. If you want to paint the body, you can do that. These hard shell bodies are definitely paintable, guys. Bit of a skill unto itself. This thing's got the deck, which is pretty slick, and all metal parts, guys. So if you want to get started, and you want to get started kind of, you know, in an easy way where mostly everything's decided for you, this is a pretty good way to go, guys. And dollar-wise, pretty reasonable. And the only other thing you need, guys, I almost forgot, you need a cheap lithium-ion battery. Something like this jobby down here will do the trick, guys. 15 bucks. Not sure if that's a good deal or not. Do a little shopping around. You can for sure get these types of batteries with a charger. If you need a charger, a really cheap one is the IMAX B6, which I don't see here. It's very common. Look around a little bit, you'll find one, no troubles. And yeah, that is it. Thanks for tuning in. And more videos coming in my DIY crawler series, guys. Doing a custom crawler, building your very own, making it your own. More coming. Stay tuned to Wrench to Drive, where we ask the eternal question: do you drive to wrench, or do you wrench to drive?